That's LL Cool J, a very grown LL Cool J with a very shy and young Sean Carter.
When they were going on tour, that Jay-Z used to have transgender women on there. On the tour bus, he knows that. He knows that Jay-Z used to prefer transgender women.
I met as a street prostitute 15, 16 years ago. The encounter with LL Cool J was a one-time encounter. I serviced LL Cool J.
I don't even know you, dog. I don't know you from a hole in the wall, like at all. I have no, like what could I possibly want from him?
Jay-Z and LL Cool J are at it again, and this time things are getting out of control. Apparently, Jay's threatening to drop some footage that supposedly shows LL getting cozy with a trans woman. However, LL is firing back and saying Jay's really just deflecting because back in the day, he was allegedly the one who used to bring trans women with him backstage. But this is where it gets even crazier. Now some insiders are saying that both Jay and LL have skeletons in the closet. In fact, Jaguar Wright is out here claiming that Jay and LL weren't just rivals, they might have actually been more than friends at one point. Yeah, you know what that means. This whole feud is absolutely wild, so let's break it all down. Alright, so to give you some background first, this all started back in the early 90s when Jay was still unsigned and trying to make a name for himself. Young Jay regularly participated in freestyle rap competitions, and one of the dudes he battled was LL Cool J. And according to Dame Dash, Jay absolutely torched Jay. Apparently, it was so bad that LL never really got over it, and Dame claims LL made a multiple diss album about Jay after losing that battle.
All I know is we battled LL and we burned him that day, pause, when we was younger. I had the tape, but Jay lost it. And since that day, LL never got over that. You know, he made albums completely, and these albums were ill, just ripping, dissing Jay, but he never put them out. I'd be like, he's still, like a lot of people got issues with Homeboy. And I bet you there's a lot of big artists that got records for this guy that they just didn't put out.
Well, LL finally addressed these claims in a recent interview, and he admitted he ran out of rhymes because he wasn't prepared.
So I said some rhymes. I said a couple of rhymes. Then I said a little bit of a song, Ain't No Stopping This, a little bit. Then Jay came up rap. I was out of rhymes, B. Mm-hmm. In no scenario was I like fully loaded and ready to rhyme.
However, LL also said that Jay and Dame need to let that whole story go because they don't want to poke the bear. Basically, LL hinted he could say more about Jay, but he's holding back for now.
Yes, did I run out of rhymes? Was I finished rapping? Absolutely. Was it their peanut gallery? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But do you really want to get into some of that kind of with LL, like you really want that?
Oh, so
like no, but I'm saying, like, do dudes really want the problems, or is it just a nice story to have?
You just weren't as prepared as you probably should have been.
I wasn't prepared. I ran out of rhymes. They run up. This motherfucker, you know, he been rapping on the corner for 10 years. He got 1,000 rhymes. I ain't got none. I'm out of rhymes. He raps. Okay, good. Congrats. You got that one.
Yeah.
You got that one. But you know, if I was you, I'd just bank that one and just leave it at that.
Now look how LL responded when Charlemagne asked if they had real beef.
Is that where the whole Jay-Z and LL Cool J got problems came from?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you, bro.
Cause there was another rumor that the song Loungin', your song Loungin' was about Ho.
I mean...
because at the time he was known for the Lexus and you was... Why are you looking at me like that? He was known for the Lexus and you...
What, you got stock in Lexus? I can't rap about a Lexus? This nigga got stock in Lexus? I don't even know you, dog. I don't know you from a hole in the wall, like at all. I have no, like what could I possibly want from him? Again, that goes back to that sensitivity, B. Dudes be sensitive, man.
You can tell just by the way LL talks about this story that he doesn't mess with Jay like that. He was tight about this whole topic, and it seemed like he was holding back from saying what he really wanted to say. Now, the thing about this beef is that it wasn't just about who rapped better. Things escalated big time when Jay became president of Def Jam in 2004, the same label LL had helped build from the ground up. People forget that LL was absolutely foundational in the early success of Def Jam. He was one of Def Jam's first artists and definitely its first mainstream success, which was crucial for getting the company off the ground. LL's debut single, I Need a Beat, served as Def Jam's first official release with a catalog number, and his 1985 album Radio was Def Jam's first full-length album. However, when Jay became president of Def Jam, things changed. Remember when DMX talked about how Jay tried to sabotage his album release when he took over as president, all because he was scared of competition? Well, LL felt he got the same treatment.
And honestly, I love the competition. Like, you know, the competition for me is beautiful. I'm about to smack some cats around here soon. They talking a little reckless out there. Stepped in and, you know, got themselves in trouble. So it's going to be a lot of fun, man. So sometimes you got a Bernard Hopkins, a cat, for them to understand what they dealing with. There's a lot of paper champions running around fronting, and we're gonna get it straight now. I'm happy that this moment has come to this, because I'm about to dig. It's about to get real funny right now.
LL's 2006 album Todd Smith came out strong, but then disappeared from the charts quickly, and LL later claimed he got zero promotion under Jay's watch. He famously said at the time, "I think Jay-Z does a great job of promoting Jay-Z." And by 2007-2008, LL started throwing shots at Jay on tracks like Queens. Now, things cooled off for a moment, but then Jay took a jab at LL in an interview, basically saying LL wasn't on Lil Wayne's level anymore. LL then fired back, downplaying Jay's Magna Carta album sales by pointing out that Samsung bought 1 million copies up front. However, as years went by, it seemed like Jay and LL had both decided to bury the hatchet. Jay even shouted LL out during his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame speech and made a joke about their beef.
And of course, a fellow, I don't know where he is, a fellow inductee, LL Cool J. Tata. I would go to Tata and be like, yo, I'm the best. I'm telling you, I'm the greatest. Well, one of the greatest. I don't want no problems, LL. One of the greatest,
But you know how Jay is. When DMX died, he publicly claimed there was never any bad blood between them, despite DMX directly accusing Jay of trying to sabotage his album. Jay's known for being the type that throws a rock and then hides his hand, and LL felt that. That's why he spoke the way he did in that interview with Charlemagne. But this is where the story goes off the rails. So according to some insiders close to Jay, he didn't like what LL said in that interview. Apparently, Jay felt LL was low-key threatening him. He wanted to hear LL praise him and call him the king, but LL wasn't going to grovel. You heard him say he doesn't want or need anything from Jay-Z, and you know Jay's ego didn't like to hear that. So according to these insiders, Jay was toying with the idea of shading LL during that recent appearance at Roots Picnic when he dissed a bunch of people, including Kanye, Nicki, Drake, and even Jaguar Wright. Now, one source said that Jay also allegedly wanted to include a bar about LL Cool J, specifically something referring to those rumors that LL is on the DL and into trans women. However, he changed his mind last minute because he apparently worried someone might bring up those same rumors about him. So let's talk about these rumors then. How did the whole trans thing even become part of this beef? Well, in LL Cool J's case, these rumors stem from an interview with a former trans escort, Tony Newman, who claimed multiple famous rappers and Hollywood actors used her services. And according to Tony, LL was one of the rappers she serviced.
I met as a street prostitute 15, 16 years ago. The encounter with LL Cool J was a one-time encounter. I serviced LL Cool J. I knew it was LL Cool J, and he knew, in fact, I was transgender. It was like any other encounter I had. I got paid. I performed the service. Thank you. Never spoke again. We didn't text, email, call. We didn't exchange any numbers or contact information. I never saw him again.
Now, these rumors about LL didn't start recently. He was dealing with this pretty much from the start of his career. People questioned his style, his moves, and even his rap lyrics. Lord Jamar also recently pointed out that LL had a trans model dancing next to him in the video for the remix of Craig Mack's Flava in Ya Ear.
And now we hear about all the shit with Puff. Now certain things to aging even worse. I don't even want to repeat some of the lines, but they're bad. Very gay lines. Then they're gonna go ahead and have a transgender dude in the Flavor in Your Ear video. And in the Flavor in Your Ear video, the Transformer is dancing behind LL. And then LL's lyrics, he says, he, she, blotitious, Stevie, delicious. Give me couscous. Love me good. Damn, from Hollis to Hollywood. But is he good? Papa love it when he does it. It's all for you. Something about let your Timbs tap or some shit. I mean, all the while with a transgender dancing behind you.
And what's crazy is that these rumors about LL got so loud at one point that he decided to call in the Greg Street Show and publicly deny being gay.
But, you know, this rumor to LL Cool J being gay, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, all right, man. I ain't hear that one. That's a tough one. Look, it's like this here, Greg. You know what I mean? And I say this with the most respect. Anybody out there want to smuggle bologna, by all means, smuggle all the bologna you want. But your man, Uncle, we ain't getting down, homie.
Is that crazy? Somebody said that to me. Somebody said that to me like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, man. Between that and the nose job, I don't know which one is.
Now, what was so funny? That laugh was not needed and definitely overplayed. Now, I'm not saying the rumors are true, but LL seemed really nervous and defensive about that whole thing. But if you thought that was weird, let's talk about Jay-Z, because allegedly, he's got his own Transformer skeletons in the closet. So there's this publicist named Jonathan Hay, who used to work with Rihanna back when she first got signed to Jay-Z's label. And Jonathan publicly claimed that Jay's actual preference is trans women. Jonathan even said that Dame Dash knows all about it, but he's keeping his mouth shut because he doesn't want Jay coming after him again.
You know, I've got mad respect for Dame Dash. I've never worked with Dame Dash, unfortunately. I've worked with Jay-Z directly. But as far as Dame Dash, I've never worked with him. And I think it's amazing for him to come out and say that. And he could come out and say a whole lot more, because really he knows everything. Like Dame Dash knows when they were going on tour that Jay-Z used to have transgender women on there. On the tour bus, he knows that. He knows that Jay-Z used to prefer transgender women. So I don't know why. I wish Dame Dash would come out and, you know, say everything, but maybe in his own way, he's trying to, you know, protect the hip hop culture, and knows how many people could be crushed if he came out and really spoke about Jay-Z's secrets. Being in New York, you know, you see them everywhere. She, her, right? You see it everywhere. Whereas down in the South, like where I was from, I've never really experienced that at all. You know, so I don't know if that's part of it, but it seems like they set out.
But just like with LL Cool J's case, these rumors about Jay are not recent. This is something that people like Wendy Williams have been hinting at since the 90s. In fact, back in the day, Jay-Z was rumored to be in a gay relationship with male model turned football player Larry Johnson, and they reportedly even lived together for some time. Now, most reports about Jay and Larry's close friendships have been scrubbed from the internet. However, there's one article from 2009 posted on the 97.9 The Beat website, where an anonymous tipster told the outlet that Jay and Larry were living together in the Trump Tower, and Beyonce was nowhere to be seen. This person, who claimed to work for Trump Tower, said, "I am writing you to ask a question. I work in the building where Jay-Z lives, Trump Tower, and though he and B are together, I've never seen her in his building. But what's strange to me, I see Larry Johnson all the time. In fact, he lives with Jay-Z. The other night they attended Cav and Nets games. When did they become so close? And why is Larry living with Jay? I have some video footage from my phone of them together in the building. Is Jay gay?" But probably the biggest clue about Jay-Z's rumored DL lifestyle came from his former friend Jazz O, who allegedly claims that Jay performed intimate acts on male executives to get ahead in the industry. In fact, Jazz O even alleged that Jay-Z is involved in some type of gay secret society. Makes you wonder why we never hear from Jazz O anymore. Of course, this interview with Jazz O was quickly swept under the rug. However, that didn't stop fans and bloggers from speculating about Jay's rumored preferences. Over on Lipstick Alley, one forum user shared something that Wendy Williams predicted at the start of 2008 when she announced she was launching her own talk show. Now, this particular clip of Wendy was removed from everywhere. However, someone on Lipstick Alley transcribed it, and Wendy reportedly said this: "Beyonce will cheat on Jay-Z. Beyonce is getting tired of Jay. Not enough to leave him, because even she realizes the cash camel that Jay is, but enough to let a backup dancer or a hot upcoming one-hit wonder blow her back out. The first ever gay X-tape featuring two prominent hip-hop artists will surface. It's only a matter of time. A lot of artists almost got pulled out of the closet kicking and screaming in 2007. Do you not think one of these ecstasy-induced idiots is stupid enough to tape a How You Doing encounter? Wait and see." But just like Jazzo, Wendy has now completely faded from the public eye. What a coincidence, right? Now, the thing Jazzo said about this rumored gay secret society sounds wild, but this is actually something that several prominent industry figures talked about before they were blacklisted. One of them was Professor Griff, who claimed this is something that's been going on in the industry from the very beginning.
Can I say to that? Yeah. Sometimes you need to sit in the pocket.
And this gentleman, Tex Mars, wrote Codex Magica. Use all these signs and symbols and these handshakes and all this kind of stuff your man Jay-Z and the rest of these people are doing. They're decoded right in this particular book. They don't position themselves with these handshakes and these body movements and sitting a certain way. You see what I mean? They don't do this. They're speaking the language to someone right past your consciousness. They're speaking the entire language. Codex Magica by Tex Mars.
Y'all make sure y'all check this out. I mean, like, this glances, because, you know, he was showing me a lot of things. It's like,
Yeah. All the different poses and stuff people do. Right, and handshakes and whatnot. We gotta understand why these people sit the way they do and send signals the way they do.
And then there's Jaguar Wright, who refused to take either LL Cool J or Jay-Z's side, and said most of these alpha rappers who love to talk big game are all part of this secret club where they get down on their knees for their masters.
The first woman to uncover the homo stuff.
Jaguar even pointed out this old picture of Jay and LL, and she alleged that maybe their beef was more personal than they want to admit.
I want to give y'all a little history. As y'all can see in this picture, that's LL Cool J, a very grown LL Cool J, with a very shy and young Sean Carter. And it's just wild to me because, like, I guess everybody thought Wendy was joking and she started talking about, you know, homo thugs.
Do you really think that every player is gay or every other player? Are you a little gay obsessed, do you think?
I'm not gay obsessed, and every other would be an exaggeration, but I would say 2 out of 10.
Okay.
In sports, and 5 out of 10 in music.
Okay.
Yes, and I don't think that's gay obsessed. I think that's after being in this business for over 20-something years and seeing things from the inside out and the outside in. Listen, when I met my husband, you know, he thought, first of all, it's going to be
And I think it surprises a lot of people because a lot of these men in hip-hop, we see them as the picture of like urban masculinity.
Wow, but now I want to hear your thoughts on this whole thing. Are you taking sides in this LL Cool J versus Jay-Z drama? How do you feel about these rumors that they both have trans preferences? Drop your comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.